Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. And yeah, I know I didn't post anything on Wednesday. Usually I film on the day when I post something, and Wednesday kind of came in one for me. I'm not gonna say I was busy because I wasn't, but I just kind of forgot to film and did other stuff. I watched a lot of TV, and this is a hobby for me. I mean, you already know that I don't edit, I don't enjoy editing, so I don't do it. Mostly I don't do it. Sometimes I do it, but mostly I don't. But I like talking about books. I like talking about stuff that interests me. But like, if one day I don't feel like filming, I'm not gonna force myself to film. So yeah, but here I am. So yeah, today is Friday. As you know, though I suppose you could be watching this tomorrow, so then it's not Friday. But yeah, for me it's Friday. Um, and I was kind of unsure what to film, and then I thought, you know what? There's been some kind of cool things lately. So I decided to do this thing. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a regular thing, but at least it's a thing for today, and it is Fun Friday. You might ask yourself, well, Renee, how do you define Fun Friday? Well, it's a bit of mixed, really. So at least two books have just gotten covers. Well, sorry, one has a title, one has a cover and a title. So I want to talk about them, and then I want to do a little Friday reads. And then I do want to do a little haul. So yeah, a little bit of mix of stuff. So Fun Friday. Let's start with the books that have gotten covers and such. Give me a little moment. I'm just gonna find it. Yeah, I'm gonna start with the book that's gotten a cover because sorry, one book has gotten a title, and another one has a cover and title and the whole shebang. Now let me just find it. I have lots of pictures. Let me see. Okay, yeah, a little moment. I just have to find a better picture. But here I have one. Okay, so we have had a title of this one. We just got the cover as well as a blurb, which sounds amazing. And yeah, I'm just saying this one. What I'm talking about is the second Margaret Murch book. The first one being, I thought it was here so I could show you to you, but yeah, the first one being Margaret Murch Takes It Down. So and that one came out last November. The sequel is coming out this November, so November 2022. Still kind of weird that we're in a new year. Life, I mean, it's a new year. I mean, life moves kind of still feels like it's just January or December, but time. Anyway, give me a moment. I'm gonna find the picture and the blurb. Okay, so this sequel, it's described as such. I'm just gonna read it out loud for you. Veronica Marsh meets Moxie in this hilarious and thought-provoking sequel to Margaret Murch Takes It Down. Margaret faces... Okay, sorry. Now I'm kind of thinking... I'm not sure if it's pronounced Margot or Margot. Anyway, Margot or Margot... Or it's done both ways. Anyway, I'm just going to say Margot. Margaret faces senior year working on a campaign for a local election while helping a fellow student run for class president. So political on two levels. But when a mysterious blackmail plot emerges and a loathsome opponent rises in a class race, Margaret might have to return to a cleanup job she thought she left behind. It says a lot more, but I'm just going to stop there because it's a long blurb. The long blurb is both on Goodreads and Penguin and the whole internet. But yeah, and as I said, also there's a cover. But I suppose the cover is kind of similar to the blurb in which that it's not huge. I mean, it's Margaret sitting there. But this cover for the sequel has... Give me a moment. Can I find it? It's annoying. It has here. You can see it slightly. I'm gonna link it down below. But this one has red background as opposed to the other one that had a green background. and it's kind of political, more political based because there's politicalness to this book. But yeah, I loved the first one, so yeah, very excited for this sequel. Well, I suppose it's kind of sad because it's out in November, which is eternity to. I mean, I sound like such a teen. I would like, I want the book now. I can't wait. Alas, I have. And then we have. I was thinking if I should talk about this one or not because I've talked about it before, and the cover's been before. You know what? No, I'm not going to talk about this one because I talked about this before. I'm going to talk about new stuff. So then we have blah 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 blah. Not a new book, but we have a new book. Not a cover, but we have a title for the third Thursday Murder Club book, which is by Richard Osman. And yeah, as of now, we just have a title, not a cover, and we don't have a blurb either. But a title it's very nice indeed. Well, actually, we have a title and a date when it's out, so it's fun to have a date, not just ish time, but like specific date to know when it's out. And yeah, and of course, as always, the title I suppose the first title isn't amazing. It's just the first Murder Club, which it's fine. The second title, the man who died twice. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, it's just so cool. So yeah, this one lives up to that. Brrr, giving you not enough high hopes. The third title is The Bullet Who Missed. Sorry. The bullet that missed. It's not who. I mean, a bullet can't hit. The bullet that missed. So yeah, fits because it's a crime series. But still, the bullet that missed. Quite intriguing. Will give you quite a few questions really, like who shot who? Why did it miss? Did it miss on purpose? We don't know. And yeah, very excited. It's out September 15th. Well, September 15th in the UK. I'm not sure when it's out in the US. I do know that the first two books are out in the US. Well, I do know. I'm pretty sure they are out in the US. Well, anyway, they're in English, so you can just buy them online. I don't know if they, because I think sometimes books that are originally English have a different release date in the US and then in UK. So yeah, I just have that one date, but yeah, very excited. And then we have I suppose this isn't new. Well, again, what is new? What is old? So this was announced last week, but I mean it's been a while since I haven't talked about this kind of thing, and I've been talking about how I want news with this thing. So yeah, it's not old, but yeah, enough blabbing. We have we don't have a date. We have a time for when we'll see Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between, which is one of the many Jennifer E. Smith adaptations. So this one has just been put up, has just been picked up by Netflix, and it was announced last week that it's gonna be shown on in the summer. We don't know more than it's during the summer, but still very fun. I did see someone posting that they had a trailer, and then I did all googling, didn't find a trailer, so that was clickbaity. But we now know that it'll be out in the summer on Netflix, so yeah, that's cool. I would say I am more excited for Windfall and the other book with a train trip around across America and statistical probability of love at first sight. But this one sounds cool as well. Oh, yeah, I adore romance and romance movies, so I'm still game. And I wouldn't have it here if I wasn't excited for it. And so yeah, that's those three things. And yeah, almost forgot. And then we have another thing. So I'm very late, but I just I got this new cell phone and I decided to, okay, you know what? I got a new cell phone. Actually got an iPhone before I had an Android. Now I have to switch for iPhone. And so yeah, now I'm actually on Instagram. I haven't been on there before, but now I thought, you know what? Why not? So of course I've been more or less now and then I've been checking out different offers to add to Instagram, and yeah. And then I saw, so this other week, yeah, last week, no, not last week, yeah, actually last week, but yeah, pretty recent. Holly Smale, the author of Geek Girl, talked about autism and how books with autism are great, and she kind of alluded to having autism. And like, does she have autism? And I just googled the other day, yesterday, that, and yeah, turns out Holly Smale was diagnosed at 39 with autism, and Harriet Maris has autism as well. So yeah, it's now confirmed. Like when I read the book, I thought like, this kind of seems like she might be on the spectrum someplace. I kind of had hoped she had, like, in my head canon, she had an LD, but her having autism also also fits, and an LD, which is what I have, and autism is kind of similar. They kind of overlap in places sometimes. So yeah, her having autism officially, it's quite cool. So yeah, that's fun to have a long series with an autism character. Though yeah, it's never stated in the book. Though it's stated that she's weird. Never stated in the book that she never gets a test or anything like that. But like when the author says it, and when you kind of you can read it, yeah. And I suppose maybe in the future when she republishes, because probably have to do like new editions of them, don't you? Like after 10 years, a cool 10 years edition or something. That would be cool. Then you could maybe have add another chapter or something with it specifically. You could. I suppose you don't have to have it on paper like Harriet Manus just discovered. She's a geek, a model, and has autism. Like you don't have to do that, but I don't know. I like it when people put stuff on paper. I suppose I think for me at least my thinking is that like for example some things are kind of like they're kind of so yeah whatever, like back in the day, like 100 years ago, 50 years ago, females didn't really work. So then if females were working in movies, books, they kind of had to make a big deal of it because it wasn't that normal. Now it's kind of more unnormal to not work. Well, I suppose it depends where you are. But like in Norway, most women have a job. Not all women have a 100% job, but most of us have a job, or we want to have a job. Some of us are unemployed and stuff, but we want to have a job. We are part of the working force. So yeah, now you wouldn't really make a big deal of a girl doing whatever job in books, movies, what have you. But yeah, autism, even though it's been around for a while, it's kind of, at least for me, kind of feels a bit new or newer, and it still hasn't really been written that many books with characters with autism in them. And I suppose you have quite a lot where there's people that are weird and awkward, but like more than that, and people who kind of can think like, you have autism, but it's not on paper. I think that's quite a lot. But like in recent years, you have had more books where characters have said on paper that they have autism. For example, in Act Your Age, Evie Brown, they both have autism. So, and yeah, I think like representation, like where you talk about like explicit, it's very nice and good, even for people within the group and outside. And yeah, I'm just very pleased that Harriet Manners it has autism. I think, yeah, I kind of guessed it, but yeah, it's fun that she has it. I suppose, yeah, I'm kind of sad that it took Holly Smale, the author, 39 years before she got diagnosed. 39 years on this earth. place that we call home. And she didn't get diagnosed before so long, which I suppose kind of tells you how difficult it is to be female and get help from the health society, because often females and males kind of act differently with the same diagnosis, and yeah, often we are ignored, and it's not that easy. So yeah, that's not cool. But yeah. Anywho, so that was very cool. And now I'm gonna be doing. You know what? First, I'm gonna do. I'm going. I'm gonna be moving to different parts of the video. First, I'm gonna do a small haul, and then I'm gonna do a Friday reads thingy, which is kind of interesting. But I'll get that bit when we get to it. But yeah, a little haul first. So I want to went to town today. I decided to go out town. I want a little trip to the town, like the town that's biggest to me. I haven't been there for a while. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go there. I had have a gift card, so I ended up buying one book. I didn't find a sale, so I could only buy one book. I kind of wanted first to buy 2 books, and then when I was at the cashiers, I counted wrong, so I had to buy 1 book. And I found A Woman in Art: 50 Fearless Creatives who inspire the world. So yeah, I love feminism. I love books about feminism, and honestly, I can give me any time of day. I can tell you, I don't know, the name of 10 big female authors. I can give you the name of 5 female sports people. I don't know sports that much, but I can tell you at least a few of them. Ada Hegerberg, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, and then you have Sonia Hannay. What to all of those people? You have, like, I can tell you about some female scientists, Marie Curie, etc., etc. I could tell you about female musicians, Madonna, Britney Spears, J-Lo, plenty of them. Female actresses, many of them. But female artists, honestly, I think I can only tell you like Frida Kahlo. Other than her, I don't really think I know any. But I think actually I just heard of one of the Norwegians that are kind of famous for writing. Maybe also did art. But like mainly, can't really think that much. Can't really put my finger on that many female artists that are kind of that are made that are big in art. And this was also actually a thing a few years ago when I think it was in London when they had this big ad campaign, like get females into the museums or art museums, where they had kind of paintings or pictures of naked females, because most of the art in the museums were of females as models, but the artists were always men. So it's kind of like this big demonstrations of like, pretty sure there's some female artists out there. Please give them some space to show off their stuff in museums. And and it's the week of 8th of March. So this week I've always I've kind of decided to only read female authors. I've been reading lots of different stuff, but I found this and I thought, you know what, I very much want it, so use my money to get it. And it's kind of in that vein of rebel woman. So you have lots of pictures, and then you have pictures, and then you have a picture page, and then you have a biograph page. So it's just one page, and very excited. The other title is 50 Fearless Creators Who Inspired the World. I think I said it, but now I'm saying it again. And I'm thinking I might read this today. I kind of want to read it today. Well, I can't give any promises, but I kind of want to do it today. Probably, it is. Give me a moment. 115 pages, so not that long. And I suppose it's kind of shorter than because one of the pages is with pictures. So And also, if you have other cool um, books with female artists in them or about them, like non-fiction books, of course, also fiction books, please let me know. I want to read more about those. And then, sorry. Then we have a few more. So I went to, yes, that a little hole. So in addition to going to that store, I also went to this little free library. I gave away some books. I found some books. Well, I put around like 10 books, and I took 2 books. I think the idea behind a little free library is that you're gonna take one book, give one book. I often give more books than I take. It's not like someone standing there saying like, just take one book. And I think like as long as the little library isn't empty when you leave it, like if you leave 10 books but take, I don't know, 20, then it's kind of like that's a bit weird, or like the other way around. But I don't know. That's what I did. But I got 2 books, so yeah. I got En lycklig man by Arto Palestina. So he is a Finnish author. So yeah, often as a lot of people, as you know, I read mostly English books. I like if they're from British England or US, what have you. But yeah, I read mostly books in English. But I try now and then to kind of, and sometimes I read books in Norwegian, but not often. We don't have that many interesting authors out in there. But yeah, I read them sometimes. But yeah, I do kind of want to branch out of that kind of bubble. And yeah, this is a Finnish author. And I also know this probably at least gonna be a Eurovision song contest. Well, Eurovision readathon because of the song contest. And that one often happens in April or in May, like around like 4 weeks before the final in May. And the prompt there is kind of to read one book from every, or I love the countries that are participating, and Finland is participating. I'm not sure if I've read a book by this author before, but I believe at least I've heard about him. But yeah, he kind of famous for writing absurd, funny Finnish humor, well, funny books. Like one of his books was, I suppose, it's kind of dark. It's about people taking collective suicide, or they want to do it, but of course it doesn't happen because it's a funny book. So they try to do it, and then things happen. So it's a dark take on things. But yeah, I have a good feeling about this one. And then we have Fabel Jacob or Den Hersens Kärleken, which I'm pretty sure of, for some reason. I thought it was a comic. It seems not to be. Okay. So I was so convinced it was a comic, and then now I just saw that it's not. It has pictures in it, but it's not a comic book. Oh well. I thought it was a comic book for adults, and yeah, it seems to be a book for kids. But still, it sounds cool. It's about this bird. He's walking around in spring, and everyone else has a boyfriend, significant other, and he wants to have someone else. So I suppose it sounds cute. So yeah. And then lastly, yeah, and I also actually went to a used bookstore where I gave some books, and I found one book. And yeah, actually, I'm gonna give you a little. I'm gonna say, let's say, secrets, not secrets. I'm gonna give you, say, a little good news. I mean, most of this video has been good news. It's fun Friday video. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little information. Let's just say, call it that. So I was about to say like I'm gonna be personal, but I'm pretty personal pretty often, I would say. So it's not like that's something new. But yeah, as I said before, at least I think, I'm pretty sure I have 3 sisters. And also at the well, last week I had 4 nieces and nephews, and as of Tuesday I have 5. I got a little nephew on just the morning hours of Tuesday, which is quite fun. Though my brother-in-law said the name, and I'm like, I really hope that's not the rain. I'm hoping you're joking because the name is not pretty. But we'll just leave that aside. So I found a book with fairy tales, äventyr fra hela världen, fairy tales from around the world. So yeah, it's always funny to have. It's always good to have fairy tales, and this one is it's well developed. It's split. It's split into magical fairy tales, animal fairy tales, and people in fairy tale worlds. And then you also have kings, princesses, witchers, witches, and spirits, and just favorites. So yeah, it's a big book, 510 pages, but there's pictures all over it. Well, all over it. There's pictures in it. I thought about. I found some other fairy tale books as well, but I could only afford one book today, and this wasn't that expensive, so yeah, I got with this one. So yeah, and that's the book haul part. And now let's get to the Friday reads. So another personal, but the personal thing. So yesterday, period, and I suppose I kind of guessed because earlier this week I've been kind of like all over the place, and that's kind of how I kind of can guess that a period is kind of lurking out there in the way to my body. But yeah, so I kind of think I want to read something, though I suppose like yesterday or the day before I kind of watch a lot of TV, but I read some. I haven't read a lot, but I read some. And like me, even when I don't want to read a lot one day, I still read a bit. Yeah, I want to read a bit, and I said, I'm pretty sure I have an idea, inkling I want to at least start this book. And yes, I mean there's a long page of text there. Now it sounds so like it just there's so much text there. I'm not sure I like this text. I mean, yeah, I like text, but like I'm not sure that's what I'm in the mood for. Like I want to read, but I'm not sure I'm gonna read this whole page. It's so long. Yeah, I know it's childish, but at least anyway, I want to start it. But yeah, the rest on this kind of swampy, flip-floppy, vague Friday reads are like books with. No, I have one comic book there, but most of them are books with text. So me just saying that the one book with least text, I'm like, I don't know if I want to read it. So I'm not sure I want to get this rest of them. But then again, like right now, I'm like, eh. And then in like 2 hours, I'm like, I want to read the whole book. Like, I'm just my period is just kind of that's how it goes. Sometimes it's focused and sometimes it's not. So maybe I'll get to these. And so we have the Listerdale Mysteries by Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie, she's the famous mystery author, works for this month and well this for this week, but also this month. She's a very famous mystery author. She's female and what have you. I bought this in January and I was so sure I didn't own it. And then I just discovered 2 weeks ago, oh, I have this book. But this cover is beautiful and I don't mind having two of them. So yeah, this is a mix of short stories. I think is blah 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 blah. I think it's a mix. I think maybe it's not. I think it might be both Urkel Borough, Miss Marple, and other people. Or if it's just other people, I'm not sure. But it's mysteries. So, yeah. And then we have Captured by Beverly Jenkins. So, heard lots of good things about her. Tried one book last year on audio. I didn't really. I didn't really care for narrator, so of course I kind of. At least for me, when I'm listening to audiobook, I have to vibe with the mood of the narrator. If the narrator is like, If it grinds my gears, no amount of amazing book is gonna fix that. Yeah, but I kind of still wanted to read Bill Jenkins. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy one of the books. So I did a few months ago. Still haven't read it. But yeah, this is a pirate romance, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So yeah, sounds cool. Will I read it, finish it? I don't know. Maybe. And then we have The Cursed Carnival, which this one has some female authors, but not all. It's by Rick Riordan Presents authors. So yeah, I suppose it's kind of weird. Like, I'm just gonna be reading female authors this week, but I want to do it. Though, I also have listened to an audiobook by a man, but it's about romance. So, yeah, it's my own life. I can do what I want. But yeah, so yeah, I might pick up read at least one story in here. I suppose it's probably easier to like try one of these two because it's short stories. So like if I read a story or two and I don't read more, I can still say like I've read. Like I won't have cheated myself. Or like not like I have to read all day of the year, but like I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Or have you? Anywho, The Good Girlfriend's Guide to Getting Even by Anna Bell. So this has been described as very funny. I was kind of buying it. I bought it last year because I just was looking for funny books, and then this was on a list. I think maybe it just said like on a blurb, very funny. I thought, funny romance. I want to buy it. So I don't really know that much about the author or the book, but it sounds funny. So yeah, kind of fun to go into something blind. Sorry. Then we have House of Chelmany by Hannah Rothschild. This is actually kind of new for me. Well, different for me. This is actually more of like, not contemporary. What's the word again? What's the word again? It's annoying. It's not a contemporary. It's not It's a literary. Sorry, it's a little. I think it's like a literary book because it's set in modern day. But it's not romance. It's been described as fun. Okay, so it's shortlisted for the Bollinger Everyman Wodehouse Prize for Comic Fiction. So this is one that's funny. But it's not a crime and it's not a romance. It's more like a story of people. So it doesn't really fit like I would say in a category because I mean romances are books where people fall in love. Thrillers are books where something's wrong. Mysteries are books where something's happened and you have to solve it. This one, it's kind of just about people around the art world, I'm thinking. No, around a castle. Yeah, around a castle and the old money, new money, that stuff, like Upper West in England. And yeah, I read The Improbability of Love, which that one was by the same author. That one was all about the art community. This one is more about history and castles and that kind of thing. Yeah, I really loved the first one, so I wanted to read this one. If I'm gonna read it this week, I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's not impossible. That's why it's on this video. Likely, I don't know. Then we have Love is for Beginners by Shalwies, which is a romance author. Heard lots of good things about her. And yeah, I wanted to try her. And yeah, I'm thinking I might be more in a romance mood than anything else. Though, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. The one comic that I talked about, which is Hot Shots. This is a Domino comic. And yeah, I actually read one comic earlier this week. And yeah, comic is very fun when you want to read something, but you're not in the mood for all the words. You want to have pictures. And yeah. Then The Personal Librarian by Marie Bennett and Victoria Christopher Murray. This is the real life story of the librarian of J.P. Morgan. It's about a African American who passes for white. She passes for white in this story, and it's a historical fiction story based on real life events. And it was up for Goodreads Choice Award last year, and I very much want to read it. Will I read it this weekend? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I won't try. Then we have actually a few books. Well, 2 books that I've started, so continue with them. Maybe. We have Meet Me in Madrid by Verity Lovell. So this is a black romance set in Spain, but both of them are Americans. And I've read slightly in it. I haven't read a lot, but I've read a bit in it. And I enjoy it so far. All the books in the world haven't finished it yet. You know, I always have so many books on my currently reading list. And then earlier this week, I started Finlay Donovan is Killing It. I don't have a bookmark because I'm being a monster here, which I'm using I'm doing a dog earring. Yeah, I do that sometimes. But yeah, I'm enjoying this one. But I'm not sure if we'll read it more this weekend or today. But yeah. And then we have Questland by Kerry, which is adult fiction about some people who go into an island and then there's suddenly all these dragons and stuff. So it's urban, but there's dragons, so it's urban fantasy. And it just sounds kind of fun. I really like this name. And a Questland. I think it's a standalone, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah. We have one more book that I have started, which is the Tesla Legacy. I've started. I got like halfway. Well, yeah, 100 halfway through it, more or less, or I got a bit into it. And I like it first. I'm like halfway through, more or less, and like not that much has happened. I don't know. I like for at least like this is a fantasy. If a fantasy, I want to think for things to happen before too much before too many chapters has gone away. And so far, this is still a whole lot of world building and just building, but this hasn't really been that much happening. And yeah. Like I want to DNF it. Well, maybe no, I wouldn't want to DNF it, but yeah. Then we have Afterlove by Tanya Byrne. So I actually started this slightly 2 weeks ago. I don't have any marker here because I just read like a few pages. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I just so many books. And yeah, this is a YA sapphic contemporary, well, urban fantasy love story. And yeah, then we have Don't Hate Your Player by Alexis Ned. This is a YA contemporary romance with lovers with romance in the esport gaming community. I don't like sports, but I like gaming. I like fandoms, and this kind of seems fandomy and fun. So, yeah. And that is all of the potential reads for this weekend. So, yeah, if you have any thoughts, in any of the books you think like you should read this, if you have any recommendations for short reads, because I think maybe that's most likely to do, like read something short, or I don't know. Please talk to me in comments. And yeah, also like tomorrow I'm gonna work for a bit, and then on Sunday I'm going away to see my new nephew, and he lives 3 hours, 2.5 hours away. So, and I suppose sometimes I can read in cars, but I don't read the whole way because I get a bit nauseous. So I'm probably gonna listen to an audiobook then. Actually, also currently reading to an audiobook about pirates. Well, I just started that one, but female pirates. I think I might read that one more. And the other one that I'm kind of focusing more on is all about romantic comedies. It's written by a man and narrated by a man, but it's a romantic comedies, so I'm giving it giving it a go. Giving it approved. Like it's an exception for my only female writers this week. And yeah, and oh yeah, sorry, just a little thing more. So I actually read this on Tuesday, A Curious Beginning. So it's the first in the blah 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 blah. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Veronica Speedwell series, which is all about a historical mystery series. This is the first in, I think, so far 5 books. I think there's going to be more, but yeah, at least there's 5 books. And I love this one very much. So yeah, if you want to read a historical mystery for adults, check this one out. It was it was also very fitting for this week because it was very empowering, very female feminist centered, and yeah, loved it. So yeah, now I have a new series to enjoy because this one being first. And yeah, I hope you have a nice weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.